Oh, hello, and welcome back once again. My name is Eric McLennan. This is my YouTube channel, and this is me reacting to my own video of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. DLC number 2, Crown of the Iron King. This is my second video into this DLC. I'm quite enjoying it, and what happened is, I don't know, maybe my headset wasn't plugged in well enough. I actually don't know what happened, because I was hearing the audio through my headphones. So, I don't know what happened, but my voice didn't record. So, I have the unfortunate, or maybe fortunate task, of sitting here and just reacting to the whole thing and speaking over top of it. So that's what I'm doing, rather than just uploading it with pure silence, which is not ideal. So this first little bit here, I remember I was just kind of talking. I don't remember about what. That's the most disappointing thing about losing the audio. I keep looking over at my ring light as if that's the camera. It's not. The camera's there. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I guess that makes my face easier to see. But the worst part about losing audio in one of these is like the little stories and anecdotes that I tell, or little, references to other channels that I may not remember to reference again. It is what it is. At the beginning here, I was probably talking about what I had just been through to get to this tower, or to get to this part of this tower, what I thought of the DLC so far. I'm pretty sure I referenced fellow YouTuber Poisonous Flame at some point in here, just talking about how he plays these games as well. He seems to be at the beginning of a Soul Level 1 run of Dark Souls 2 himself. He just finished up a Dark Souls 3 Soul Level 1 run where he uploaded a bunch of the more difficult boss fights, so you can go check that out. Yeah, he's just a fellow small YouTuber. He comments on my stuff, I comment on his stuff, and we post similar content of us playing through kind of difficult combat games and commentating over it. So, shout out to Poisonous Flame. Right here, I'm just sort of pointlessly obsessing over this other small little room that, like, basically the room that I started this episode in was kind of a gank squad room. There were a bunch of enemies in there. There was an Ashen Idol in there, which seems to be kind of the main puzzle gimmick of this particular DLC, is that there are all these Ashen Idols that you have to use these smelter wedges on to destroy. And some of them, as we'll see later in this video, wind up having special properties to them. But that room had one, and it was full of a bunch of enemies. And there were these trap doors where you step on it and then you just fall down into the room. So there were two trap doors, like the one right here we're about to see, that I had access to, and then there was a third one I did not have access to that an enemy fell through right up there. So I'm looking at it. I'm about to like run back to the ladder, go up again, because I noticed that hole in the cage, because the door that leads to that area is locked from inside the cage, as we saw, like I just approached that door about a minute ago. And so I'm just here trying to, like, figure out, is there something in there? I should have clued in at some point, and I do eventually, that, there's no item in there. Literally all that's in there is an enemy, so it's probably just a little cage that's there to, house like an additional enemy that you might not notice that's going to fall into the battle and gank you even harder. So that's the beginning of this video. It's just a lot of me kind of fruitlessly exploring and looking for that, but we'll get going pretty soon. I know in this video, so as of this video, I'm about halfway between, or as of right now in this video, I'm about halfway between the second and third bonfires of Broom Tower here. And I know I do reach the third bonfire by the end of this video. So here's me looking at that hole and, putting two and two together that, yeah, that doesn't look like there's any way over and into there. So hopefully pretty soon I just, let that go and move on with the level. Hopefully this video looks decent. I don't know. I like the... I have such weird tastes. I know that my personal tastes and aesthetics often do not, like, vibe with the general audience of just human beings. But it is what it is. I like to do my own thing. So I like the look of me, like, having my face kind of transparently superimposed onto the video. Makes me feel like I'm like an interdimensional, overlord just looking down upon what's going on here. And then I've got my usual image slideshow that I put into my videos that I record on my laptop, which is just a sequence of images showing various occult symbols and references interspersed into the mundane world that we all live in. I mean, I can't see it right now. All I can see is there's one of those floating like ghost armor enemies with the flaming sword and the giant fucking bow. Yeah, so I can't see what particular image is on the screen at any given time, but there are a bunch of references to like 666, like the Disney logo and the City of Ottawa logo, which is the city I lived in previously before living in Winnipeg. I mean, that City of Ottawa logo is all over the place if you drive around Ottawa, and it's just blatantly 666. The Google Chrome logo is 666. Got a reference to the Mysterious Stranger, which is kind of Mark Twain, the author's magnum opus novel that he never finished, yeah, the story is about a character named the Mysterious Stranger, or Satan, otherwise known as. Why did Mark Twain write that book? Why was Mark Twain, who I'm a big fan of, great author, but why was he one of the founders of Bohemian Grove, where Alex Jones busted into or snuck into and famously got that video of them doing the ritual with the giant owl statue? I mean, interesting questions. I've got a bunch of references to the New World Order, like there's a reference in Metal Gear Solid 2 to the New World Order by name. There's a reference in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to the New World Order. Why is that? Why is it on the back of the American $1 bill? Novus Ordo Seclorum, Latin for New Secular Order, New Secluded Order, New Worldly Order, as opposed to a religious order or a spiritual order. Why? Why is the American $1 bill having the pyramid and eye on the back of it? I don't know, everybody. Why could these things be? Wouldn't that be an interesting question to ask yourself and perhaps look into? So I'm taking out these guys. I like the way these guys pop up out of the ash. I find it quite cool. I really like this area. It really is... Pay me, Tim Hortons. Oh my god, I'm looking at the fucking ring light again, thinking it's the camera. Pay me, Tim Hortons! I fucking drink your shit all the time. Yeah, this is like a Zelda dungeon. I really like it. Like, the Crown of the Sunken King was more like a very puzzle-centric Zelda dungeon. This one is more like one of the ones that's a little more linear, that is focused on just kind of one particular gimmick that you encounter over and over in different ways, that being the Ashen Idols. Also, as we'll see a little bit further into this run, it's got other properties that it shares, with a Zelda dungeon type of thing. But I won't spoil that, since we'll get to that in later videos. This was the only video that my mic didn't work. Now I'm kind of paranoid that when I record, the mic's not going to work. I guess I'm just going to have to fucking trust, because I don't want to be, like, redoing all these videos. It literally makes it take double the amount of time, because I have to, like, re-watch the entire video and comment over it. I mean, I'm hoping this creates for a good, interesting, just, like, different take on one of my videos. Hopefully it has some entertainment value. But yeah, it's all these Ashen Idols, and we will see one later on in this episode that's the first one that has a gimmick. I try not to say the word episode anymore, because I know just randoms catching my videos on YouTube may be entertained by, my gameplay and my commentary, but the thing episode apparently turns a lot of people off these days, because they, even if they think it might be a good playthrough, like, most people don't want to commit to a giant long series of something, and I totally get that. It's like whenever anybody tells me I just have to watch Breaking Bad or I have to watch Game of Thrones. It's like, no, I literally don't have the time or the patience to watch 7 seasons of something. You can recommend me a show that's 1 season, I can get into it, but yeah, for the most part, I can't get into anything big and super long. So I get it. So I try not to say episode anymore. I try to say video, since we all know that you have to clickbait and, low-key brainwash people in order to get them to watch your videos on YouTube these days. And So I got there because when I went down to the lower level there, I had knocked both of those bird sorcerer things off the level. Whoops, I'm touching the mouse because I noticed a piece of dirt on it. Yeah, and those bird warriors are a new enemy here. That's the first time I encountered them. So let's actually talk about those, because I remember when I encountered them, talking about, these are the enemies that I'm pretty sure Poisonous Flame. Look at that motherfucker, that ghost armor. Just lift his bow up above the fence and shoot me, that little bastard. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Poisonous Flame had referenced that Ornifex, the bird lady weaponsmith from Brightstone Cove Seldora in the main game of Dark Souls 2 has, like, I don't know, compatriots, beings of her same species that are enemies. I think he might have said there are some in Dark Souls 1 also. I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, so you fight these bird beings, and they'll shoot magic at you from far away, which can be annoying, but then when you get up close, they fight you with daggers, and then they can also, like, warp. They don't have a roll, they have a teleport, so they can teleport behind you, and if you're not careful, they'll backstab you. So that's kind of rough, but also kind of cool. But yeah, when I had fought them, luckily those guys in that gang squad room over there with the trapdoors won't come out of the room, so that's great. But when I had fought those two little bird warriors before, I did about half of their health bar worth of damage, and then I knocked them off onto the lower floor. So there was just a too large of a gank squad on the floor below for me to deal with, and that's basically why I died last time. So this time, you'll notice that I'm going to make the effort to kill them without knocking them off, which is obviously much better. As much as it can be annoying sometimes, I do like the gimmick they have with all this ash of, you'll encounter a group of enemies, you'll like walk into a field of ash, encounter a couple enemies, and then realize that there are these guys popping up out of the ash all around you. Obviously that can be annoying, but it is quite cool. I really like the outfit that I'm wearing right now. I decided to abandon the Jester's hat and the Jester's gloves, even though they do provide good buffs to item discovery into soul acquisition, because, I'm just at, like, the hardest, most end game part of the game, where I really do need the defense more so than the item discovery or the souls. So I just have full Vengarl's armor other than the helmet, and for the helmet I just put the Crown of the Sunken King crown on, just because that's really cool. I mean, even if that's slightly less defense, I gotta just go for that. I feel so cool that I earned the Crown of the Sunken King and I can wear it. And definitely once I beat this DLC, when I go into the third DLC, I will be wearing the Iron Crown that I get from this one, for sure. So let's get behind this fucker. Oh, we'll get a nice backstab. Puzzling Stone Sword is a really fun, like, whip sword to use that I got in the first DLC, the Crown of the Sunken King. I've been really enjoying using that. And I think it's quite a good weapon, too, especially because... there's the warp to backstab. That's pretty rough. I'm kind of in a bad spot here, but I managed to get through it. The Puzzling Stone Sword, really cool. Looks cool, and the whip aspects of it are cool. And it takes almost no stats to equip, and it has, by default, S scaling with dexterity. So it was just, like, the perfect weapon for me to use, since I like using DLC items. I wish I could find a full DLC set of armor that was good, but I don't know. There's the one kind of green set of armor from the first DLC that I could be wearing, but it's just not as strong as Vengarl's armor, so I don't really want to sacrifice that much defense just for the sake of looking different and wearing DLC stuff, but it would be nice if I could get a really sweet set of DLC armor and perhaps some new DLC weapons. Those enemies that pop up out of the ash that kind of look like mini versions of the Blackblade Kindred from Elden Ring, like that guy there. Like, yeah, they've got the sword version. I believe that guy's got the sword. There's the ones with the two axes. Oh no, he's got a halberd. Oh yeah, that's the one with the halberd and shield. I would like to get that halberd, and it would be really cool if it was, just mainly decks, and I could actually use it and have a cool new DLC halberd. That would be fun. But I have not gotten one of those, unfortunately. Okay, so we're almost done with this little squad, and then I'll explore this little snowfield here. I'll run over all the ashen people and scatter their ash into the wind. Got a couple options of places to go there. Oh, I'm just admiring the sun in the sky. The backgrounds look really, really nice, in my opinion. Not quite as nice as the ones in Dark Souls 3, which look fucking incredible, but still very nice. I mean, the atmosphere of Dark Souls 2 is really excellent. I've been noticing so many videos on YouTube that have been uploaded fairly recently of people just really appreciating and almost apologizing to Dark Souls 2 for the bad reputation that it has. That's fucking sweet that it just bursts out of the wall, too. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, so it's nice to see that Dark Souls 2 is getting more appreciation. I think it really does deserve it, in spite of some of the flaws it has, such as just a few areas that are just unreasonable and ganky. Soul of a hero. Thank you for your sacrifice, hero. I will put your soul to good use. Oh yeah, poking the wall just to see if it's possible to break it or knock more enemies out or some crazy crap like that. This area is almost over. There's probably maybe one more item to find over here. Some of these little ash people do have items inside them, so it's good to knock them all over. There's that. Soul of a great hero. Wow, that's going to be a lot of souls. Thank you, great hero, for your soul. That's the area I started. This area from walking across that chain. So now we'll go back over to the next area that I can go forward in. We've got the fog wall, and then we've got this spot down here. This winds up being kind of a dead end area that's just for some treasure, and also there's an ashen idol across that other chain that I'm about to walk across. I might not walk across it quite yet. I might go check out the fog wall first, but I will end up walking across that chain, and there's quite the little horde of enemies over there, and there's a gimmicky ashen idol, which I will just let this play out and we can go see it. Yeah, as you can see from watching me play, without my voiceover over it that I spoke while I was playing, you really notice that I do like to just slowly wander around, really check everything out, make sure I've fully taken in the area. Don't really want to miss things. So here, I think this is the spot where we're about to get to the third bonfire. So I think I'm about to find the third bonfire. I'm just exploring the outer edge of the room. We've got these urns with the water in it, which they're just kind of scattered about all of the Iron Keep related areas. And I think they can provide you with a little bit of extra fire resistance if you happen to need it. Gotta destroy all the random objects lying about. What do we got here? Checking out probably the durability of my sword. Let's grab the item. Spell Quartz Ring +3, excellent. Big magic defense. And that's the bonfire. Fucking right. And then there's a path forward over there, which I believe I will not be taking at the moment. I'm going to go back and explore across the chain. Now that I've realized that the third bonfire is here, it's very likely that this is the way forward, and therefore that way across the chain is just a little side area, so I'm about to do that. Yeah, checking it out, making sure that I didn't miss any bonfires, which I did not. All good. So this spot here that I'm about to check out, that's a locked door. This thing I'm going to check out, this is part of another Zelda dungeon gimmick that I was referencing, no Scorching Iron Scepter. So once I get the Scorching Iron Scepter, and this is something I speculate here, I mean, this isn't really spoiling what's going to happen a little bit later. because I speculate on it right there that when I get the Scorching Iron Scepter, I'm going to put it in there and it's going to activate this tower in some kind of way, which of course it does. So yeah, here's me just doing some little final checks here, and then I've made the full circle. I'm back here, and let us take out this guy on the left and go check out what's across that chain. Got him. Those two other enemies got attracted to me, so I think I stick around and wait for them and take them out. You can hear them walking, coming down, and we'll take them out in the hallway where we can hopefully get double hits to stun both of them at once. That went pretty well. Left myself with no stamina, so I was able to roll through that. Oopsie daisy. And now we will go across here, and immediately we will be hit by an invader. Got the rusty ass chain. Dark Spirit, Maldron the Assassin. Spoiler alert, I do not get this guy this time. My first time into here, I get got because of the gimmick of this place, which we're gonna see really soon. I do get it next time though, so I get it within this video. Let's see. So we've got this guy here. He doesn't want to attack me until I approach him, so I'm thinking, oh, this is okay. I could do this. He's got a lance and a great shield. And he winds up really enjoying using the little lance charge attack. The one that I winded up using a lot in Dark Souls 3. Probably the last third of the game I was using, or maybe the last like half of my run through of that game I was using Great Lance, and I would use the charge attack on I would use it on certain bosses. Like I used it on the third phase of Sister Frida to like knock her down and get big combos on her. But yeah, so I'm fighting him, I'm doing pretty well, getting his health down, but at a certain point he runs. That plays into... Yeah, he's running. So that plays into the gimmick of this little tower here. You've got your standard Dark Souls spiral tower to go down. And, oh, all of a sudden I'm receiving Curse. So Curse is bad. This enemy's kind of bad. Almost dead from this enemy. Every time Curse applies on you, you lose a small amount of your max HP. The same amount as though you had just died. So every time you die, you lose some max HP. And every time you get Curse applied to you, the same thing happens. So Curse is kind of a rough status effect to get applied to you a bunch of times. It basically makes it so that your health will wind up just being half of its normal max. And also, I can't remember if we've seen it yet already. So yeah, I'm trying to assess, like, what is cursing me? How do I avoid this curse? And, oh, this enemy's back to full health. What the hell's going on here? So, there's an Ashen Idol, I wind up realizing. We'll see as I try and kill multiple enemies here. They all have that foggy aura on them. The whole area applies curse to me, and if you kill these enemies, they just get back up not long after. So you can't actually permanently kill them. And then luckily I've played enough video games where I have an intuitive thought. I wonder if there's an Ashen Idol at the bottom that when I destroy it will get rid of this curse and will make the enemies killable, which does wind up being the case, so. Oh man, got the first two dodges great. Next one not so much. I think maybe here I still haven't quite figured out what the hell's going on. I'm kind of hoping that I was just confused about why this guy's still alive. But there we can see he's dead, but he's just going to get right back up. I'm going to approach these guys. Oh shit! Get fucking blown up somehow. I don't even know what the hell blew me up there. Oh yeah, throwing firebombs at me. So same deal here. Getting cursed, putting two and two together that these guys probably are not going to stay dead either. So then I'm like, that little spot of light there made me think maybe this was a fake wall or something. It was not. And then, yeah, I think at this point I just decide to try and find the Ashen Idol, which I'm just assuming is there. There it is. Oh, we've got fucking this guy. So now I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get the Ashen Idol while that guy's trying to smack the crap out of me, so I'm going to have to go down, see what's down here. Whole bunch of enemies, and here's where I try and, like, attract everybody away from the Ashen Idol and then run up on it. Okay, we get some Failstone. Nice dodging, Eric. Ow, not nice dodging, Eric. Oh, and we're going for it. We're going for it. Let's do this. So I think I'm about to get killed here, but at least I've gotten rid of this thing. Yeah, Ashen Idol goes down. I go down, but you can see the enemies lose their curse aura. They are no longer invincible. So now I'm going to head back there. And take care of business. Oh man, shouldn't be this tired. It's time is it? It's 11:35 a.m. Saturday, April 5th, 2025. What am I looking for there? Maybe I thought I picked up. What did I pick up? Oh, a silver talisman I think I might have picked up. So I think I'm going to go check that out, and it winds up just being an item that... I don't know, it's a consumable item. I think I wind up having 7 in my inventory. And... where are they at? Ha 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 ha. There they are. Oh, transform to blend into environment. Not useful against human or like computer enemies at all, obviously. So here I get confused. Oh no, I'm not confused. I'm going in the right direction. We're heading back over there. We're gonna get this enemy on the left again. I'm sure I decide to use a human effigy pretty soon, considering my max health is almost at like 50% of its normal amount, and because I've gotten rid of the curse. Oh, I think I go over and like confirm that the curse is gone before trying that, and then I don't even approach the invader because he's just gonna wait until I get him to half health and then run downward anyway. Oh, I do approach the invader. Why did I do that? I think I clue in. Oh. Never mind. So that happens. Oh my god. And then I go back again and I realize that it's best just to leave him alone, go clear out the rest of the enemies in the tower, and then take him out at the end, which I do. And it's not that easy. He is not that easy of an opponent. Let's, you know what? We can skip ahead a little bit, right? Nobody's gonna care. Cross over. So, probably I just go down here, confirm that he's not gonna follow me, confirm that I'm not getting cursed, and I'm gonna use human effigy. Or maybe I'll do that after I manage to take this guy out. Which is pretty tough considering he can two-shot me at this level of health. Actually, that fire stuff might even one-shot me. Oh, no it doesn't. But definitely it will two-shot me. That is a very cool looking enemy with cool animations, but it is pretty annoying to fight against. It's got a lot of health and does a lot of damage. Run, run, run. Okay, we're living. Gotcha. Okay. Human effigy. Let's look like a human again. Excellent. Heal up. Not gonna heal up? Come on, Eric. You gotta heal up, buddy. Yeah, I checked this out again because that little piece of light just looks so suspicious, but nothing. Alright, life gem. See if I can get the plunging attack. Fucking right. Nailed it. Oh, one shot. That's amazing. We get the Alone Great Bow +5. Let's get this guy. We'll get the... We'll avoid getting shot by the bow again. We'll get the Soul of the Ashen Idol at some point pretty soon. The Soul of Nidalia, I believe is her name, that gets left behind at all the various Ashen Idol piles that are left over after you destroy them with the Spelter Wedges. She, I'm assuming, will be a boss in this DLC, just the same way Ilana, the Squalid Queen, was in the previous DLC. I'm assuming each one of these you're going to have to fight Fragment of the Abyss, which is cool. I like the structure of these Dark Souls 2 DLCs. It's like 3 different DLCs that all kind of correlate with the main game. Seemingly each one's gonna... Yeah, Dahlia, Bride of Ash. Each one's gonna have a Fragment of the Abyss to fight, just like Nashandra in the main game was Vendrick's Fragment of the Abyss. You get Vendrick's crown, and then you get these 3 other crowns. I like stuff like that. I like stuff that, you know, follows some kind of theme or pattern. It can be overdone sometimes. Oh, here I'm like obsessing over this fucking hand rolling around. I'm making like hand puns, like, oh, that's pretty handy. Oh, let's give it a hand. Looks weird the way it's rolling. So, yeah, I've got everything down here. We'll make sure that this chest is not a mimic. Oh shit, never mind. Yeah, see? Fuck, you think you're good to go, and then all of a sudden, enemies are just popping up out of the fucking ash. Let's heal up. And we'll take them out slowly but surely. These guys are not too bad, even in a group. They're fairly reasonable, I find. Oh, I'm trying my R2, like, 360 whip slash attack. Can be good for crowd control sometimes, but it doesn't always go how you want it to. Yeesh, man. Come on, Eric. Come on, Eric. You got this, buddy. Okay. Got at least one of them dead. That helps relieve some of the pressure. Man, I'm using a lot of Estus Flasks. Got him. Okay, am I going to go down for the chest, or am I going to go up top and fight, what's his face? No, we'll go down for the chest first. Make sure we get that. Nothing else down here. What did I get out of here? I don't remember. Majestic Greatsword. Oh, yeah. That has some kind of interesting description, too. Another weapon that requires, like, every stat to equip. An ancient greatsword of unknown origin. This sword was passed down through generations until it reached Gordon, wandering knight of Ferosa, and was lost upon his death. Uncannily, every last one of the prominent swordsmen who inherited this weapon was left-handed. That's kind of a neat little detail. I don't know what one might want to infer from such a detail, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, a big theme throughout this DLC has been most of the weapons you need, like, most or all of the stats fairly high in order to equip, which I don't love. I mean, that's, like, basically only useful for New Game Plus players. Like, who the hell is going to have strength, dexterity, intelligence, and faith leveled up? Like, nobody. Oh yeah, reading this. Talking about the guy from the Far East that taught the Old Iron King about how to just use Eastern weapons like katanas and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. Oh, now we will go up top, confront Maldron, the assassin, and he's a pretty difficult battle, to be completely honest. Takes a little while too. Let's skip ahead 30. So there, I did a little bit of damage to him. He's running, and yeah, this battle honestly takes a fucking while. Skip ahead again. And he almost gets me like many times. This guy, he doesn't heal with Estus the way a lot of NPCs do. He heals with life gems, but he has unlimited of them seemingly. So yeah, this just takes a while. He's really good at like hitting me on wake up with his delayed charge attacks and stuff. I can't remember if at some point I switch over to the dagger. Yeah, he's running to just try and heal. I mean, this literally is like a long-ass fucking battle. Fuck, that little bugger. It's like so close. He knocks me down. Almost kills me. He's fucking chasing me like crazy. I'm like panicking. I'm like raging at him. Yeah, it might be smart if I were to switch over to the dagger at some point, just because it does so much more damage per backstab, which is kind of the main way that I'm able to damage this guy, since he leaves himself kind of vulnerable a lot with his big, heavy lance attacks that have a lot of ending lag on them. Let's see if I wind up switching or not. Holy fuck. Yeah, you can guarantee that I'm really not happy here. Fuck, look, he's got more than half his fucking health. Okay, alright, there we go. Do I try the 360 again? I do. Totally fails. Oh, and then I panic roll too early, and then he stabs me on wake up. He's throwing fire bombs at me. I really do like the red and black aesthetic of the invaders. I think that's a really cool look. I like that right from the beginning of the original Demon Souls. I thought it was cool the way they color-coded the various types of people. Yeah, as much as I don't really use it, I really do appreciate the multiplayer features in these games. They're so unique. My favorite is like the messages. I really like that people can leave messages for each other. Of course, the average player like ruins that and makes it so that all the messages are just stupid shit, like fucking potty jokes and just telling you that there's a fake wall literally everywhere, but where there actually is a fake wall. But it is a cool feature that, you know, would be a lot more fun to use if the average person weren't such a fucking shithead. Oh, and here's where I realized that he's not just throwing firebombs at me. He's throwing like corrosive urns at me to try and break my equipment. Fucking bastard. Oh my god, look at this shit. I'm gonna fast forward another 30 and he still won't be dead. Yeah, fuck me, man. Look at this, another 30. Oh, I got him. Fucking right, man. Yeah, that battle was a bit much, and here I get nothing from him, just the one standard human effigy. So we will get up out of here. Let's fast forward another 30 because I'm just heading back to the bonfire. What am I doing here? Just appreciating the view, or maybe talking about something? This, you know, that's... Oh, son of a bitch. Fucking Ace Ventura when nature calls shit right there. Right in my neck! I think at some point I got a phone call. I can't remember if it was during this video or a different one. No, I think that was actually in the previous video. So I don't know why I was just standing there. Maybe I was drinking my drink or something. But yeah, so now I'm going to move on from this part. How long do we have left? We got another 15 minutes, so yeah, we'll see what I get into here. I can't remember what the area directly beyond this leads to. What am I doing here? Just sitting at the bonfire, just chilling. Chilling like a villain. My character looks pretty sweet. I mean, Vengarl's armor looks cool. The crown just looks awesome. I like my super white hair and white beard. I'm actually human, so that always looks good instead of looking like a fucking zombie. Alright, you ready to go, buddy? Oof. Got the sound of fire or lava falling. Oh, I think I remember what. I think I remember what part comes next. What am I even doing here? Am I just running around trying to check and look, see, like... Oh yeah, I'm just checking to make sure that there's no other way forward. I'm just kind of assessing that's probably too far of a drop for me to survive if I drop down there. Okay, I'm ready to move on. Is this the area with all the switches and the cages? Maybe. Yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. So here's another area. This is like a little storehouse for all of the explosive barrels. Got a bunch of the explosive barrel enemies. Got a shortcut here that I'll be unlocking once I get to the end of this area. There are some flamethrowers that I've got to avoid getting burned by. There's, I think, 1 or 2 of the big-ass ogre enemies. The headless ogres that spit out fire and hit you with giant clubs and stuff. So this area was not too hard, a little bit tricky. I think I remember assessing that this area kind of felt more world building. Like they just needed an explosive storehouse. Okay, so some of the fire barrel enemies are just like walking into the flames, which is always cool. Got some spikes on the walls. There's one of those magical bird enemies. Actually, there are a couple of magical bird enemies here. They can be a little tricky to deal with. That lightning orb they shoot at you, if it hits the ground, then it becomes like an AoE that just sits there and does persistent damage to you within a certain aura if you stand inside of it, so that's really not good. I try and like knock those guys into the spikes, but they don't take damage from it. Only I do, sadly. Okay, we got more of these guys chasing me into the flames, killing themselves, so that's good. There, I just make double sure the spikes still hurt. Yep, spikes definitely hurt. Checking for fake walls along all these walls. Got another, I think, 2 bird assassin enemies over here. So I really try and fight this one while I'm around this corner so that I don't have the other one shooting shit at me. I dodge way too late, but luckily he doesn't get the backstab on me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So here I'm just trying to take him out before he takes me out. I don't have a lot of stamina, so this is really not looking great, but I managed to get him, thankfully. I guess I don't use the switch to open that yet, because I don't want anybody sneaking up behind me while I'm trying to deal with this fucking bird brain over here. Oh, multiple bird brains, yeah, so I realize that there are still 2 down there, so I run and... Ooh, run and try and bait the one around the corner so I can just fight them one at a time. And then I realize that the flamethrower is going to take one out, which is fucking amazing. Oh, I didn't realize. I realized this in a later part of this dungeon. I could have hit that thing and it would have moved along that track and helped take these guys out with the flames. So I could have done that too, but I didn't realize that while I was here. I didn't even try and hit it. But that's a cool little feature, so if anybody else is coming through here, just be aware that some of those goat flamethrower things are on tracks and you can hit them and they can help you take out the enemies sometimes. Done my first coffee of the day. So here we got Mr. Big Ass Ogre around the corner. Really gotta watch yourself fighting these guys. They're not the hardest guys in the world. Their attack patterns are fairly predictable. But if you get hit, it hurts a lot, and they can combo you. And they're just big and annoying, and they fucking are constantly shooting lava out of their fucking shoulder. And they have a lot of health. So just gotta patiently attack, 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 avoid, attack again. Try not to run out of stamina like I just did there. That leaves you vulnerable. Good dodge. Slam. Almost dead. And he's done. Awesome. Alright, so now we'll just use the other switches to open up the ways forward. I'll use that one. Then I'll go use... Oh, I guess I'll check out what's outside here first. No? Open up this one. Check out the middle room. Make sure there's nothing too special going on in there. We've got a couple more of the wandering barrel explosion guys. Those guys remind me of... I can't remember what the enemies are called from. I think they're in Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 for the Super Nintendo. There are the certain Kremling enemies that are inside of barrels. There'll be the green ones that just kind of push you around, and then there are the yellow ones that give you bananas if you kill them, and then the red ones that are in explosive barrels that explode if you hit them. And then there are the black ones that are... They're almost like a Souls-like enemy. They're like King Alant, actually, from Demon Souls. Because the black ones, they hit you and you'll lose a life. Like, you can just sit in a corner with a black one hitting you at 99 lives and it'll just drain all your lives. Like, boom, 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 life, life, life. So that kind of reminds me of, like, King Alant's fucking epic... soul drain attack from Demon Souls, which totally fucked me up in the in my first run through of Demon Souls. My first run through of Demon Souls, I actually technically I've never properly beaten that game. Because my first run through of the game, I got to King Alant as my final boss I had to beat, and I literally could not beat him. I tried grinding levels, like grinding levels was super slow in that game. And, like, I would just grind out a few levels, it would barely increase my stats, and then I would go in and fight him a few times, and he would get the Soul Steal attack on me and literally, like, take away... Like, I would spend an hour grinding for 2 levels, and then in 2 Soul Steals, he would steal those levels. And it was just so insanely frustrating, and I just wasn't good enough at the game to beat him at that time. This was back in 2011. And then my second time playing through the game, I used the soul duplication trick, so I beat, like, I was at, like, max level. And I used a guide to get all the items. I got that was my only platinum trophy I've ever gotten, and I did it illegitimately. So technically I should go back to that game sometime and actually beat it legit, because I technically have never done that. Okay, so there's the shortcut, so now I've got a shortcut through here, if I should need it. And we're getting ready to go across another chain. So this tower here... well, yeah, the episode's gonna end soon. I won't... It's not a big deal. I won't spoil what I wind up finding in here, but... We head on in. Oh, and this is the... Yeah. Okay, I remember the rest of this episode. So this area... Yeah, more of those crates. This area has these enemies that fucking explode, like fucking coughing, using self-destruct on you when you least expect it. It's got sconces that you can light, but they're weird, because you light them, and they can light the enemies on fire, or the enemies can light them when they do their little explosion attack, as I think will happen here. And they provide light. The sconces provide light, but you can't light your torch off them. You can light them with your torch, but you can't light a torch off them. So I wind up getting a little ways in here, and then warping out, just in case I find more sconces, because I ran out of flame butterflies. I think I have 3 right now, and I wind up using all of them to get some of these sconces lit. And then I warp out so that I can buy more from Ornifex. Here I'm just testing to see what's going on there. Yeah, just get lit on fire purposelessly. There are 2 more of these sconces in this hallway. I'll go light up this one. Or at least I'll try and fail. Yeah, these enemies are kind of annoying. Even though they're like crawling around on the ground, they can leap really far, they can explode and fucking kill you. Ow. Oh, yeah, the 360 whip attack. All right, good, good. Okay, he's going to damage his buddy there. Alrighty. Should be one more sconce that I'm going to have to light down at the end here. Get the item, Petrified Dragon Bone. Yeah, here's where I try and see if I can light a torch off of that. The answer is no. So I'll do this, get that lit up. I remember talking about at this part that I wish they continued the sconce mechanic. They kind of abandoned it after a certain point in the game. Quicksword Rachel is going to be down at the bottom. I'm going to fight her. I think she has like a poison sword or something. Oh, here's me going back to just see if she's going to sneak up from behind me. But yeah, I wish there were more sconces. I really I don't know, I just like the completion of going around and getting all the sconces lit in the world. I like that they stay lit permanently. Here's where I take note of the fact that I'm gonna have to fall off of the upper ledge in order to get into that room there. Oh yeah, she just uses like a poison item on her sword. So let's fight Quicksword Rachel. I really like this room here. It's like a, it's got the 3 sconces around it. It's kind of a circular room. It's got 5 doors, almost it's like a game show or something. Which door will you choose? So that's kind of cool. But I do not explore it in this episode. We're just gonna fight Quicksword Rachel here. We're gonna light these sconces, and then I guess maybe I might wind up at Ornifex in the end of this episode. Maybe I sneak that into the end of the episode, or maybe I do it off video. I can't remember. Get a nice backstab there. Quicksword Rachel, I don't remember being too difficult. After fighting Maldron the assassin, who was a lot more difficult, Quicksword Rachel is not too shabby. Okay, I switched to Dagger, because after Maldron the Assassin, I realized, yeah, if I'm going to be going for a lot of backstabs, I really should have my Dagger out. Okay, nice roll. Oh, don't get the backstab. But we'll just put a bunch of thrusts right through her shield. Electricity is so great in this game, because all the fucking enemies use metal defenses, and they're all weak to electricity. Not all, but many. So here I'm going to use, I'll wait for my human effigy. I'm going to use another flame butterfly. I'm going to assess the room. There's like a big hole broken in the floor. I'll go over and check this out, see if there's anywhere I can drop down to. Doesn't really look like a safe place to drop down to. You know what? I should go back to that. Because I wonder. Or no, I think you get down there, because I think one of the doors that you go through has a ladder down. So probably you get down there regardless. Yeah, I think you probably do. But it would be shitty if there was something interesting down there that you only get to by bravely falling through the hole. And I missed it. Hopefully I did not. I don't think I did, actually, because you do take a ladder downward to progress through this level. But yeah, here's where I decide that it's going to be a good idea to just warp out. And we have less than 1 minute left. So here's the part where I'm saying, thank you for watching. Please like my video if you like what's going on here. Let me know that you want more content like this. It really helps me out in the algorithm, so I appreciate you for it. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of me, the game, the Let's Play, the Broom Tower, the DLC of Dark Souls 2, etc. That also helps me out in the algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate you for it. If you could sub to the video, if you really like what's going on here, if you like the cut of my jib, if you find me to be an entertaining person, that would be incredible. I need 1,000 subs in order to monetize the channel, which I'm about 900 subs away from, so I would really appreciate that. And then finally, if you have friends, unlike me, just kidding. But if you got friends, let them know. Share the video. I don't know if anybody even does stuff like that anymore for Let's Play videos. I would have to be incredibly entertaining, I imagine. But anyway, that's it. Thanks a lot. Peace out. And hopefully I don't have to do stuff like this anymore. But if this gets a ton of views, which I don't know why it would, but if for some reason people like this kind of thing, then I'll do more of it. Anyway, peace out.